Hey everybody, welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. And y'all already know how it goes. You know I have to thank all of the people who have rocked with me, who has supported me, who has lifted me up ever since my channel was demonetized. But y'all, I got some news. Lean in because it is a biggie. The channel has been remonetized. It has, just out of the blue. Y'all know that they had demonetized my channel and informed me that I couldn't reapply for monetization until July 20th. Well, I woke up yesterday morning and guess what? Evidently they changed their mind. Evidently they took a look at my channel and saw that they were full of shit. I was not doing any of what they were saying that my channel was doing. So yeah, they remonetized me, y'all. So your girl is back off vacation, I guess. But y'all, I love my channel and I love y'all. And I love the kikis that we have together. And of course, I love bringing the mess. Yes, so your girl is back. So the super thanks button is back and the channel member button is back as well. I see where a lot of y'all have rejoined and y'all are everything. Like Melinda Shepherd, who has been with me for a year. Beverly Jackson 3010, who has been with me 18 months. Bright Eyes PBJ, who has been with me 15 months. And Now, I love Now. She has been with me a year, as has Lillian McDonald, who has been with me for 19 months. Angela May, my girl Angela, she's been with me for 14 months. And Beverly Jackson, 6875, she has been with me for 16 months. Yes. And Hilda T. Yes, Hilda T is just so incredible. She has supported me all the way through this difficult time. And I appreciate her so very much. She has been with me for 11 months. JC304, yes, has been with me almost 2 years, 21 months. Oh my God, it's just amazing. And Cato 50 has been with me for 17 months. And Ingrid Soares, she has been with me for 18 months. Diane Hawkins, 17 months. And Tracy Tanksley has been with me for 19 months. Thank y'all so much for coming back and just supporting your girl. It means so much because I know you didn't have to, and I appreciate it so very much. And I also want to thank all of the readers who went over and joined the club over there on Patreon. And that would be Depressa C, Arnett, C-Bar, Gwen Stevenson, Christina Tucker, Angela White, Junior Lee Curtis, Linda B, Hilda T, Now, Harlan B, Angela May, Heather Stroud, Jennifer M, and Tamara W, and my girl Eagle Eye. Y'all are just, I don't even know what to say. Y'all are just a special kind of human being. Y'all are the best. And I am so appreciative that you are a part of this tribe. Y'all absolutely helped me down when I really needed y'all to. And I will always, forever be appreciative for that. You know, the devil, he tried to tear you down. Yes, he does. But when you have good people on your side, they will never, ever allow it. So I appreciate y'all coming back, rejoining, and just supporting your girl because I know you don't have to, but you do. And that is what makes this community the best community on these internet streets. So I appreciate it so very much. and listen to all the ones who haven't rejoined. I would love it if you come back to the reading club. And if you have joined over on Patreon, then you can stay on Patreon because I am going to continue to post over there as well. I'm going to post something later on today. Yes, I'm not giving up Patreon. To me, it's just another avenue that I want to explore. Yes, so y'all just stay over to Patreon because I am going to continue to have stuff over there as well. And even if you're not a member over on Patreon, just come and join because I am going to post stuff over there that I will not have in my podcast. We get a little more gritty over there, if you can imagine. A little more messy over there, if you can imagine that. So, yes, go over and just be a member. It's free to join. If you want to be a part of supporting me over there, you can join the reading club over there and do that as well. But you don't have to. You can go over there and be a part of our community over there for free. And like I said, I post stuff over there that I don't talk about in my podcast. All right, y'all. With all that said, y'all know what time it is, and y'all know what I do when I am putting the read together. I hit these internet streets, and let me tell you, we have so much to talk about. We really, really do. We have just so much to catch up on. We really, really do. We're going to talk about our prince, our favorite prince. He was out and about with our favorite chef, Chef Andre. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Willie and how they are just coming out and saying it right out loud that Charles and Willie are not getting along, and it's because Willie is so lazy. But the squatties have been saying that for what, 2, 3 years now? Yes, they wasn't fooling anybody. So only now they're out here in these internet streets willing to admit that, yeah, what the squatties have been saying forever is absolutely true. So we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about new information that came out that proves that that family has known about the shenanigans that Prince Andrew has been up to for years. Yes, Betty knew, Charles knew, the horse knew, William knew, Edward knew, and so did Sophie. I have said that forever. Squatties have said that forever. And now here we have a receipt. So we're going to talk about that. And we're also going to talk about who is always used to be their scapegoat. Who do they always try to use to be a distraction? And that would be Meghan and the Sussex Squad. So we're going to talk about how a member of the Sussex Squad received a personal gift from Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, and how the Daily Fail, or should I call it the Daily Meghan, tried to create a narrative that somehow this was all about Kitty. Yes, they really think that they can shame the Sussex Squad and shame Meghan into not being thankful to the Sussex Squad for defending her by using Kitty, of all people. Haven't they figured it out already? Don't they know that the Sussex Squad doesn't give two shits about Kitty and her feelings? We don't. Absolutely not. And so we're going to talk about that. Now, that is going to be interesting. I might absolutely have to go off on that one, but I digress. And of course, we have other things we're going to talk about as well. So, y'all know what y'all need to do. Y'all need to lock in and just sit back and know that I'm not going to keep you long, but I will keep you entertained. And we are going to start with this. And this is from Zanny Sussex, and she says Prince Harry was out in LA on Monday evening supporting his and Meghan's close friend, Chef Jose Andre, at the launch of his new cookbook, Spain My Way, a collection of recipes inspired by his homeland, Spain. Chef Jose wrote, Spain is where I learned to cook, to eat, and to love. My new cookbook, Spain My Way, is a journey around my homeland, filled with the recipes, people, and stories that make me who I am. Yeah, it is definitely a story there. And this what he said. Last night, Prince Harry made it to the Conrad for the launch of his friend Jose Andres' new book. The book has already made Spain's best-selling list. I love this for Chef Andre. Love him. And when I said it's a story there, this is what I meant about that. Because y'all know I am messy. And of course, I am going to be messy every chance that I get. And this squatty gave me that opportunity. Because look at this. This squatty said, who can forget this? And what it is one of the many articles that was written about Chef Jose Andre joining Earthflop. Y'all remember that? Yes. And as you can see, Tom Thumbhead, he wrote this article saying, humiliating legendary chef Jose Andre defects from Harry and Meghan to William. And what Thumbhead is talking about is when they made the announcement that Chef Andre was joining Earthflop. Y'all remember that? All of the rags, they were just a flutter about Chef Andre accepting a role on the board of Earthflop. It was headline after headline after headline, article after article after article about how William had stole Chef Jose Andre from Harry and Meghan. And at the time I said, it doesn't work that way. Not in the philanthropic world. They all are connected. They all help one another. And they all have one goal. And that is to help the people that they have committed themselves to help. Their life's work. This is these people's life work. It is not a knick-knack, paddywhack, I'll get you before you get me kind of game when it comes to philanthropic work. These are very serious people. Chef Andre is a very serious person. He is absolutely committed to his life work, and that is feeding people in need. The World Central Kitchen is not a vanity project for Chef Andre. It's not. He is not some future king dumb as a rock trying to feed his ego and created this whole Earthflop scam. For Chef Andre, it's not about feeding his ego. It is about feeding people. And right there is where he differs from Willie. I know Chef Andre, he did not know what he was getting into when he agreed to this. He did not know it was never about the environment for Willie. It was all about getting one up on Harry. That's all it was. Willie would have never been interested in Chef Andre, probably would have never known who he was. But because he was working with Harry and Meghan, that is the reason why he wanted Chef Andre to be a part of Earthflop. But it just doesn't seem like it worked out, does it? I mean, I hadn't heard about Chef Andre being on that board of Earthflop since it was announced. Now, I don't know if Chef Andre put up two fingers and said deuces to Earthflop or not. I have no idea. But I do know that we haven't seen hide nor hair of Chef Jose Andre since the announcement that he would be involved with Earthflop. And we have saw him time and time and time again with Harry and Meghan. We saw him with Harry in New York during UN week at the Clinton Global Initiative. We saw him on a full episode of With Love Meghan, him and Meghan cooking and being oh so relatable. You could tell they were friends. We saw him with Harry and Meghan at the LA fires. And now we see him with Harry at his book launch. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Do y'all think that Chef Jose Andre has put up his two fingers and said deuces to Earth Flop? Like I said, I have no idea, but it's really starting to look that way. Y'all tell me what y'all think though. All right, y'all, we're going to switch gears a little bit and talk about the new information that has come out about Prince Andrew and Buckingham Palace and how they all knew the whole time. Like I said, no surprise to squatties, but it is always good to get that receipt, isn't it? So I'm going to play this video and we're going to talk on the other side.
The scandal involving Andrew Mountbatten Windsor has deepened for the royals. Court documents suggest Buckingham Palace has known for years about allegations the former prince was sharing government secrets when he was Britain's trade envoy.
Tonight, Buckingham Palace is under the spotlight. Court documents revealing 30,000 emails were handed to the palace 6 years ago, alleging former Prince Andrew was sharing confidential government information while working as the UK's trade envoy. The emails provided to Lord Chamberlain in 2020, the most senior officer in the royal household.
And the former prince... you have it. Yes, there you have it. They knew the whole time. The whole time. They have been knowing about Andrew's behavior since 2020. 6 years they have been knowing about it and chose to do nothing. Queen Betty, who's supposed to be the bastion of morality, but this woman knew exactly who her son was, and she still chose to protect him and not protect the children, not protect the young girls. Let's not forget that young girl that was found dead, dumped like garbage on the Sandringham estate. They're all guilty. Queen Betty, Charles, the horse, Willie, Kitty, Edward, and Sophie. They all knew and they all participated in the cover-up. And at the same time they were participating in said cover-up, they went about blaming Harry and Meghan for everything. They did. They wanted to convince the British public that Harry and Meghan was the problem, that Harry and Meghan was the stain on that royal family. They knew, they all knew, including the British media, who helped that family to cover it all up. Don't get it twisted. They all knew, including all of those editors of those rags over there. But they chose to be complicit. They chose to help that family. They chose to run a smear campaign on Harry and Meghan instead of doing their jobs as journalists and reporting real news. This is real news that affects people's lives. And here we are. So many young women and girls have been hurt, assaulted, and killed because these people, including Queen Betty, chose to look the other way and to cloak for Prince Andrew. They knew. They all knew. But yet and still, it's Harry and Meghan the problem. Not the problem of treason. Not the problem that this man, Prince Andrew, was passing along trade secrets to a pedo. The most prolific pedo in world history. And this squatty said, so let me get this right. If Buckingham Palace knew Mountbatten Windsor was giving away confidential government information 6 years ago, Does that mean the royal family is complicit in treachery? Absolutely. Absolutely, it does. But you won't get nobody to say it out loud, but it's right there for everyone to see. Call it out. I know I am. They are traitors to their country. Because when you know someone is selling your country out and you say or do nothing and then choose to cover it up, how can you not be a traitor? How can you not be complicit in treachery? I'm just saying. And this squatty said, so Buckingham Palace officials were handed emails 6 years ago showing that Andrew was selling state secrets and they buried it. Want to know what else was kicking off 6 years ago? A very hateful, deliberate, coordinated smear campaign against Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. Exactly. Exactly. They chose Andrew over Harry. Not just Meghan. We talk about Harry. I mean, the workhorse of the family. The only one that had the shine. The only one who took up space within that family. And if you don't believe it, look at the Harry sized hole that has been left since he's been gone. But yet and still, they chose to entertain, to protect, and cover up for Prince Andrew. That says a lot about who these people are. Lizard people, cold blooded. I'm just saying. I swear, I saw one of the derangers talking about how Queen Betty must have not known about this. I mean, can you be any more delusional? You know what I wrote in her comments? I asked her, what in the world do you think Queen Betty was getting in those red boxes every day? Her lunch? No, she was getting government information. So, of course, Queen Betty knew about Prince Andrew. They all knew. Y'all tell me what y'all think, but these people are absolutely deranged, and deranger is absolutely fitting when you speak of them because you have to be deranged to believe that this family did not know about Andrew. Like I say, y'all tell me what y'all think of this new report. All right, y'all, I want to talk about Willie because it was an article in the Fail, and I mean, it spawned other people writing articles about it. And I'm not talking about Kaiser from Celebici. I'm talking about Tom Thumbhead. Yes, and we'll get into that later. But Zanny Sussex, she posted about this article. And the title of the article is Inside William's Secret Life of Disguises, Iffy Accents, and Pints, all with loyal band of friends who have stuck by his side for years. Barbara Davies revealed his hidden side and why royal aides are concerned. Yes, we keep getting articles like this that they're concerned, making it known that they're not really excited about the possibility of King William. Yes, so this is what Zanny said. She said, it's been obvious for years that William's been sidelined when it comes to serious international duties because he simply cannot be relied on. Now, even the Royal Rota are admitting what everyone already knows. For William's jaunt to Turkey comes amid growing concerns in the royal and government circles about his apparent reluctance to travel abroad for official duties unless it is for something which interests him personally. Yes, they are starting to say the quiet part out loud. But it's no surprise to squatties because we have been saying this for years. William is just a mediocre man baby. And this article right here is the article that Tom Thumbhead Sykes wrote. And I found it fascinating. I did. The title of it is How Soccer Initiated a Smoldering Feud Between Prince William and King Charles. Saying it out loud, not hiding it anymore. No surprise to squatties. Years saying that the boys are fighting. Yes, that Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace are at war. And here it is, laid out for everyone to see. And it says, out of touch, Charles continues to undermine his son and heir. Tom Thumbhead Sykes is trying to ride the fence, isn't he? Because this particular article is a hit piece on Willie, but he went in very, very small letters and said Charles continues to undermine his son and heir. That tells me that what he is saying is coming straight out of Buckingham Palace. Y'all tell me what y'all think, but that is what I think about this article. But let's get into it. It says Prince William gave royal watchers a rare insight into his inner world at Soccer Cup final between his beloved team Aston Villa and the German side SC Freiburg. His behavior at the match and during the subsequent victory celebration provided a window into the usual sealed world where the real William lives. So what Tom Thumbhead Sykes is telling us is that this is the real William. This man that we saw at this football match. I mean, void of any kind of decorum, completely out of control, drinking excessively, and just absolutely acting as if he is out of his mind. So that's the real William. And you want to tell us that this William is fit to be king. I cannot. Y'all tell me what y'all think, but let's go on. It says, we saw William weeping, singing, and roaring, his bald head being patted jokingly by his old mate. Not talking about his bald head. Say his old mate patted his bald head. But I am going to leave that alone and talk about how that this so-called band of brothers of William, they all meet infrequently and they have barbecues, beer, and lots of wine. And you know, by him using the word infrequent means that they meet all the time. Because if they didn't have to specify that, it would not be a thing. So William is meeting with these so-called band of brothers, I bet you, every weekend. I am willing to bet you. And several days through the week when he's not playing video games or online pretending like he is a black woman who is a fan of him and his mannequin wife. We all know it is several accounts online, especially on X, formerly known as Twitter, that has black women as profile pics. And we know that they're not black women. They are someone perpetrating as black women. And I must say, it's a couple that I really feel is William. My belief, just what I think. But I digress. It says discreet West London pubs with quiet back rooms where William is partial to a pint. What does that mean? That means he be throwing them back. Yes. And we all know we have evidence of him swaying back and forth like he was a palm tree in a hurricane down there in Florida. Yes, I don't know what he is putting down his throat, if it's pints, if it's wine, or if it is some other kind of substance. Because at one point, Prince Sway Sway was just holding on by his fingernails. And one good win, he would have been through. Yes, he would have been laid out and done for the day. And I digress. It says an annual ski trip, and the details everyone has run with is his iffy Welsh accent. William reportedly deploys while wearing a hat and glasses. So, this is the disguise that he uses so people don't recognize him. All I can say to that is he really doesn't need a hat and glasses. He can absolutely go out as himself because nobody's interested. We have saw it time and time again where he's walking down the street and people pay him and his mannequin wife no mind. So I don't know why he feel like he has to have a disguise. Maybe it's because it makes him feel better. But I digress. It says, on the face of it, this is a warm and engaging portrait of the real William. I don't think so because it's clearly calling William out for being lazy and being a hooligan and not behaving in the manner of the Prince of Wales should behave. I think this is what Charles is saying. But Charles doesn't have any room, to say anything because when he was the Prince of Wales, he was out there in the bushes banging Camilla while Diana was upstairs. So he needs to pipe down. But I digress. Thumbhead goes on to say, if you allow the royalists to read between the lines, Davy's piece is also a revealing dispatch from an ongoing conflict between William and Charles over what the duties of the Prince of Wales actually are. The male, for reason of access, can't really tell us the truth about the bitter war simmering between the two courts, but this piece, with its shy digs at William for being lazy, is an interesting exhibit. Now, did y'all hear that part where it said the male for reasons of access? He is basically saying that it's not about the truth and it's not about journalism. It is about access, which I don't understand because with all the bootlicking and the access that they have, they are still dying. The rags are still dying because the people that they choose to lick the boots of, nobody cares about them. Nobody. And they are not buying into the fairy tale anymore. People absolutely see these people for what they are, very flawed, mediocre individuals who aren't deserving of their station in life. And that's just that. And I promise you, these rags will die because of it. They are circling the drain. Y'all remember about 2 podcasts back? I talked about the numbers, the hard numbers here in America for the Daily Fail. Their viewership, it's collapsing. I think it was Media Guy. He said that the Daily Fail was down 37% in 1 month. You cannot survive with those numbers. And I just love it for them. I do. But what this article does, it goes on to talk about the former mail guy who is in charge of the King's communication. And pretty much he indicates that this is where he is getting this from. And that royal aides are concerned about William's hidden blokish ways. Just pretty much calling him a hoodlum. Yes, and you have to admit, he has been acting like one. And it said headlines are written by editors, not journalists, and they reflect a publication line. The stick used to beat William has always been that he is lazy or work shy. And at first glance, the data supports it. Where's the lie? It goes on and says Charles, whatever his critics may think of him, absorbed his mother Elizabeth's first commandment that royals must be seen to be believed. He has become the most visible monarch in modern history. I must say, Charles does go out and do the engagements. He does. It says the numbers aren't in dispute. As the Prince of Wales, he topped the family leaderboard with 601 engagements in 2011 and 521 in 2019, the last normal pre-pandemic year ahead even of the tireless Princess Anne. And it goes on to say that Charles is cancer stricken and much more frail than William. And he did 372 engagements in 2024 despite of treatment, and he did 532 in 2025, while Williams slipped to seventh on 202. But all I can say is, where is Charles lying? It makes no sense. It absolutely makes no sense that this man who is going to be king barely shows up. He is doing the bare minimum. And they even threw in the fact that Williams' critics also note that his personal best is just 220. He has never broke 250 engagements in a whole year. And you know that Kitty has done less than that. I mean, these two mediocre, lazy, work shy individuals are going to ascend to the throne. And can you imagine how that's going to be? They're going to barely show up. I cannot wait, y'all. Get the popcorn, get the wine, because we are going to be entertained. These two, they don't know anything. They are horrible at the job that they don't even want to do. They're not even good at it. I cannot. But Charles is absolutely telling the truth. Willie is absolutely useless. I'm just saying. It says Teen William candidly argues that he sees the job differently. Yes, he sees it as a way to gain status, but he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to do the job. He clearly doesn't want to do it. It bores him. He wants to be in the basement playing video games. And when he's not there, he wants to be at a football match acting like a hoodlum, or at the pub with his friends drinking himself into oblivion. This is what William wants to do. And his mannequin wife wants to be at Forest Lodge cosplaying Meghan, turning it into a shrine to Meghan. Yes, she is over there single white femaling Meghan. She is too busy to do any engagements. I think last year she did 60 engagements. And I'm thinking she is not much above that. And we are well into half of this year. I'm just saying. It says Teen William candidly argues that he sees the job differently. He disdained performative monarchy, the appearance counting, the diary stuff with engagements that exist only to be counted. He believed in impact, earthshot, homeward, mental health, fewer things done more deeply. Well, let's just say this. Earthshot is once a year, maybe twice if he has an event around it. And Homeward is what, maybe 3 engagements a year? So far, I think he's had maybe 2, and we're half into the year. And mental health is just something he mentions in passing. He doesn't build a charity or an organization around mental health. He has not done so. Now, he'll go to different mental health facilities and then he'll talk about mental health. But That's not something that'll take up a whole lot of your time. So I don't understand what he's saying here. Pretty much that he doesn't want to work. Yeah, that's what I understand him saying. That he plans on doing a handful of engagements a year. He does not want to work. And that right there is going to be a problem because of the taxpayer money. People are not going to want to continue to run these hefty checks, these millions and millions of dollars. And when he becomes king, billions of dollars to a man who is doing nothing, to a woman who is doing nothing. It is just not sustainable. And he doesn't get that, but he will. Because if anybody is going to be the last king of England, it is going to be Willie. Mark my words. And it goes on to talk about hero or villain. And what it talks about under this caption is that when Willie refused to go to the Pope's funeral, he really had to be pushed into doing that. They even talked about how the Foreign Office struggles to get him to get on a plane to visit other countries if it doesn't have something to do with rugby or football. Yes, it is some people who are bitter. It said, I can add to this. William is currently refusing to commit to going to the U.S. this summer to support England in the FIFA World Cup, citing the end of George's final term at junior school. I'm told he's resisting unless England reaches the quarterfinals. Isn't that something? That is the future kingdom as a rock. They really have something on their hands, don't they? They really do. And when he becomes king, he is going to be uncontrollable. I mean, they were barely able to get him to go to the Pope's funeral. And the reason he didn't want to go was because he wanted to stay and watch a football match. This is where he's at. He doesn't care about responsibilities. He doesn't care about his position in this monarchy. He cares about his own selfish needs. And because of that, that will lead him to his ruin. And Charles knows this. He knows this. But he knows that it is his fault. Because at the end of the day, Willie do not respect Charles. Charles saying what he's saying means nothing to Willie. It only angers him and makes him more rebellious because he cannot stand Charles because of the way he did his mother and the way he did him and Harry, feeding them to the wolves, using them in order to clear the way for his bed hopping mistress. Yes, so he is mad. Willie is big mad, and he has his own money through the duchy, and now he is uncontrollable. And Charles, I'm telling you, I love it for him because he deserves every bit of it. He did some dirt in order for him and his horse to ascend to the throne. And now that they got there, oh, I love the fact that Willie is absolutely wreaking havoc in his peace. Yes, I love it. So, y'all tell me what y'all think of this article. I found it very interesting, and it had some tidbits in there that I love hearing. Y'all tell me what y'all think. And this squatty talking about these articles said, so Willie Wanker uses disguises to go get drunk with his mates. A 43-year-old man. Tell me again how Harry is the problem. Wanks are raging alcoholics and they can't hide it anymore. Where's the lie? Because we just got a little inside information last week about how Kate still plays a drinking game, and she told the public that she had quit drinking because of her performative cancer. But that meathead husband of Zara, dead from the neck up, he came out last week and aired Kitty out and told God and everybody that she was still drinking. Yes, yes, yes. So I agree with this squatty. I believe they're both raging alcoholics. Just my belief and this squatty's belief. But we can believe what we want to. I'm just saying. And Zanny Sussex says, watching William unravel and his increasingly unhinged behavior becomes harder to ignore. And Zanny Sussex says, watching William unravel and his increasingly unhinged behavior becomes harder to ignore. I'm reminded that even Princess Diana recognized from an early age that he lacks self regulation. It may have been cute in a toddler, but it's alarming in a 43-year-old man child. Where is the lie? And he acts like a man child on the regular. And as you can see in the first picture, Princess Diana was the only one that was dishing out some discipline. Now, I have saw the video of this, and she absolutely is going all the way back to what's love got to do with it to hit him on his behind. Yes, she is dealing with him where he's at, where he's showing out. And I don't know about y'all, but that is the way I was raised, and that is the way I raise my children. If you show out somewhere, you get disciplined right there. If it's the grocery store, if it's a parking lot, if it is a store, wherever it is, I meet you exactly where you're at. And that's exactly what Princess Diana is doing with Willie in this picture. And as you can see, Princess Diana was the only one serving up the discipline when it came to Willie. And when she passed away, it was no more discipline for Willie. He did whatever he wanted to do. And under any kind of circumstance, when you're raising a child to do whatever he wants to do, he or she cannot develop cognitively, emotionally, normal. They just can't because they just don't have the structure to do so. And also, when you have a bad seed, like some people are saying Willie was as a child, then you really got something on your hands. But this is the kind of heir and king that the institution raised. They didn't want Diana around, but I bet you William would have been a better man and a better husband and a better king if she had been around. Everything that Charles has done has ended up blowing up in his face. And I just love it for him. I cannot hide my jubilation for Charles because Charles is trash. He is, and he's racist. Let's not forget, this is the same man who refuses to shake black people's hands when he is on a walkabout. Charles is trash. He has done so many low down things. I mean, he has sacrificed Harry, he has sacrificed Willie as well. He did everything, every low down thing he could in order to clear the way for his bed hopping HO to ascend to the throne with him. And now he has that, and it is a misery. So, excuse me if I revel in that fact, because, like I said, he is trash. Willie is his comeuppance. He is the heir that Charles deserves. Don't get it twisted. And just a little side note, it is no pictures or anything that we can find that indicates that Diana had to discipline Harry in public. Yes, Harry has always been well behaved, rambunctious, but well behaved. I'm just saying, if you got any proof that she did, please put it in the comments, but I hadn't saw any. Yes, Harry was always a gentleman. He was, even when he was a little boy. And I want to change gears for a minute and I want to talk about the notorious JTB because it looks like our Duchess, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, has sent the notorious JTB a care package. Now, I am thrilled with this because it lets me know that Meghan knows that she has defenders out here. And I must tell you, the notorious JTB is one of her most ardent supporters and fiercest troll fighters. Yes, he is. Now, I must say, I would love to hear that Byron had gotten a care package as well. And if you don't know who I'm talking about Byron from the Royal Sussex. Yes, he has a channel and it's called the Royal Sussex channel, and it is what inspired me to create the Royal Read. Because one thing about Byron, I am going to advocate for him too. I want him to get a package too because Byron has helped other squatties to build their channel, me included, and he has motivated other people to be fierce fighters and defenders of Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. So, Meghan, if you hear this, I know you won't, but if you do, please send Byron a care package because he deserves it. He is just the best. He really is. But let's get into the notorious JTB and him receiving a care package. And this particular squatty posted the article that the Daily Fair wrote about him getting the care package and tried to use Kate as a way to try to shame the squad. Y'all know that this is not the first time they have tried to do this. And they haven't learned their lesson because when they realize that it's no shame in our game, they will be better off. They can stop wasting their time they can stop wasting their time with articles like this because the squad does not give two shits about Kate nor her feelings. No, we don't. Yes, it's no shame here in this game. And this squatty posted the article from the Fail and said the Daily Fail frothing because Meghan sent a $300 care package to a paying customer who called out Kate and William's curated mediocrity. Meanwhile, the monarchy throws taxpayer funded garden parties and cozy media luncheons with Camilla's pets for puff pieces. Kate and Wills aren't saints. They aren't untouchable only in your biased fantasy. Hypocrites. Where is the lie? And then squatties start pulling out receipts. I mean, y'all know that Kate took a picture with Little Tooth, Big Tooth, and a host of other old ugly old hags and derangers. And let's not forget about the horse who absolutely went to lunch with Jeremy Clarkson, and he proceeded to go home and write that vile article about Meghan being paraded through the streets of London while people threw shit at her. So miss me, Daily Mail, with the faux outrage because it's one thing that the notorious JTB hasn't done. He hasn't encouraged anybody to parade Kitty through the streets of London and throw shit at her. He has never said that he hated her. He has never demeaned her. He has never done any of that. All he has ever said was she was mediocre. And all I can say to that is, where is the lie? Prove him wrong because everything points in that direction when it comes to Kitty. She can't even tie two sentences together without tripping. And I want to talk about this article from Feminagra. They wrote about this And this is the title of the article. It says Meghan Sussex sends a fan a thank you gift, and the Daily Mail made it weird. It says the Daily Mail has outdone itself. On Tuesday, the paper published a gleeful hit piece claiming that Meghan Sussex sent a $300 care package from her As Ever brand to a superfan who has openly criticized the Prince and Princess of Wales. The fan, known as the notorious JTB, posted a video of himself unboxing the gift, a handwritten note, candles, honey, sprinkles, and a copy of Meghan's Harper Bazaar issue. What the Daily Mail reported. This is what the Daily Mail said. Meghan Markle is said to have given a $300, a 238-pound care package from her lifestyle brand As Ever to a superfan who has openly criticized the Prince and Princess of Wales. Yeah, so what? So what? I cannot. It says the fan, who goes by the notorious JTB on X, said he was completely stunned to receive the gift and a handwritten note by the Duchess of Sussex, 44. In the past 6 months, JTB has endorsed creators calling out the Princess of Wales mediocrity and taking aim at the royal family while spending hundreds of dollars on products from As Ever, including over $200 on an order of wine. JTB has also posted a cruel meme of Princess Diana to mock her son, the Prince of Wales, which was swiftly criticized by fellow X users. I don't know who those X users were because we love JTB over here. Yes, I think it was the meme of Princess Diana pulling William's hair out, saying she's snatching her good looks away from him. I don't know, but I don't remember anybody criticizing the notorious JTB. But okay, it says the Daily Mail has contacted Meghan's representatives for comments. Meghan knew exactly what she was doing. She knew exactly what the notorious JTB was about. And she knows that he is a fierce troll fighter and he is critical of Willie and Kitty. I really feel that this is Meghan sending a message that she is done with that family. And she is thankful that she has people out here fighting the good fight. Meghan is showing appreciation for her fans. And all I can say is, what is the problem? Because if you don't want Harry and Meghan's fans to push back on you, why not stop? Because we have said it time and time again. When you stop, we stop. But you will never be able to abuse them in peace. Not in this lifetime. And this article goes on to say the Daily Mail is clutching its pearls because Meghan dared to acknowledge a supporter who does not worship the whales. Where is the lie? And Meghan is absolutely sending a message. Y'all tell me what y'all think and what you think the message that Meghan is sending. But I really think Meghan is saying that she don't give a damn. She absolutely have no more dams to give when it comes to that family over there. That is what I think, but I would love to hear what y'all think. This article says that she sent him a gift because he wished her a happy anniversary. The handwritten note literally says, "Thank you for the anniversary wishes, a few treats for you to enjoy." Yeah, that is the cover story. But I still believe that Meghan has no more dams to give when it comes to that family. Good cover story, Meghan. I cannot with Megan. I cannot. And let me tell you, my timeline is giving me life because squatties are pulling the receipts. Yes, they are. They are pulling the pictures of Kate, taking pictures with all of these different trolls, the Rangers, and ugly old hags. They are pulling all the articles that have done nothing but bully Megan, all of the people who are adjacent to that family who has done nothing but bully Megan, all of the rags. So, yeah, the Daily Mail really started something that it cannot finish. And just remember, this is the reason why we call Kate mediocre because of this post right here. In her 18 months as a working royal, Meghan had 3 successful tours, spearheaded a best selling cookbook, developed a sold out capsule collection, guest edited the UK Vogue's best selling edition, and had a baby. Show me one other royal wife who has did as much. There you go. Compared to Meghan, she is beyond mediocre. And y'all know that I think it was what, 2 podcasts back that I played a video from Lord Everett's, and he was talking about and comparing her to the other queens and future queens of Spain, of Denmark, and on and on and on. And it is pretty damning for Kitty because she is so subpar compared to these women. These women have resumes. These women have accolades. They have lived a very useful life. But Kitty has no accomplishments. She has no accolades. The only one that she has is that she was able to run a honeypot on a very dumb prince. That's it. That's all she brings to the table. And that's the only thing that she can absolutely teach anybody about because I got to give her props. Her and Camilla are unmatched when it comes to running the honeypot and being able to get what they want horizontally instead of vertically. Yes, her and Camilla can get a man, a high valued man. Now they dumb, but they high value. And because we are talking about the notorious JTB, and I always love to end on a positive note, I am going to end with the notorious JTB. This is what he said. Nobody trashes your name better than someone who is afraid you'll tell people the truth. Where is the lie? And he said, funny how some people spend years trashing Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, yet can't stop talking about them. When the attacks never end, you have to wonder what truth they are so desperate to keep buried. Yeah, it's a lot more. Y'all remember when Harry and Meghan was on Sunday morning? What is it? The CBS Sunday morning? And Megan was talking about the parent network, and it was just a whole segment about that. But when they were talking to Harry and Megan, Megan hinted at the fact that it was a lot more that could be said when it comes to that family over there. Y'all remember that? Yeah, so I agree with the notorious JTB. No one trashes your name better than someone who is afraid you'll tell people the truth. Mm-hmm. I love it, y'all. Listen, I always enjoy my time that I spend with y'all. If you want to support the channel, we have a load of ways now that you can. You can do a super thanks. You can join the reading club here on the YouTube and become a channel member. You can go over to Patreon and join the reading club over there. Or you can buy me a coffee. Just put in buymeacoffee.com/the Royal Read, and the same with patreon.com/the Royal Read. And don't forget to go over to Patreon because I am going to post a very funny video, and I think I have one more I'm going to post over there. So always keep your eye on Patreon because I'm not giving Patreon up. We are still going to be over there posting stuff and getting our kiki on. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.